All right, listen up. There are times in life when everything around you seems to be falling apart, when it feels like every door you try to open just slams back in your face. And those moments, those days, those weeks, those years are hard, really hard. But you know what? That's when you're given a choice. You either break or you break through. It's in those moments of doubt, in those moments of pain, that you find out what you're really made of. Anyone can keep going when things are good. Anyone can show up when the sun's shining and the path is clear. But when it's pouring, when you're in the trenches, knee deep in mud, that's where the real work begins. That's where champions are built. When life throws challenges your way, there's an instinct to pull back, to seek comfort, to find an easier route. But growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Growth happens when you're standing face to face with something that feels impossible, something that forces you to stretch beyond what you thought you could handle. We often try to avoid discomfort because it's instinctual to protect ourselves, to keep safe. But the reality is, the more you avoid discomfort, the more you shrink yourself and limit your potential. The truth is, everything you truly want, everything that could make you stronger, smarter, and more resilient is sitting on the other side of discomfort. Most people, when they feel pain or uncertainty, take it as a signal to stop, as if that discomfort means they're on the wrong path. But discomfort is not a stop sign, it's a sign you're actually moving forward, breaking away from where you've been stuck. Think about anyone who has achieved something great, something that's taken them to the next level: athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. None of them got there without facing something that tested their limits. They didn't become champions, inventors, or pioneers by doing what was easy or what they already knew. They put themselves in the fire because that's where strength is forged. When you embrace the struggle, you stop running from challenges. You stop taking the safe route and start facing the things that scare you, the things that seem too hard or uncomfortable. And here's the power in that: every time you willingly face something difficult, you grow stronger. Every time you decide to keep going, even when your mind tells you to quit, you build resilience. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. There is a saying that goes, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." It's in the storms, in the hardest moments, that you learn how to steer the ship, how to hold your ground, how to survive and then thrive. People tend to view struggle as something negative, something to avoid. But what if struggle was actually a gift? What if the things that make you sweat, the things that test you and make you doubt yourself, were exactly what you needed to become the person you want to be? Imagine how much potential you could unlock if you stopped looking at hardship as something to escape and started seeing it as a tool for growth. Because each challenge you face, each time you choose to keep pushing forward, you're laying the foundation for who you're going to be. You're building a version of yourself that can handle more, a version of yourself that knows you can survive and push through the hardest days. When you embrace discomfort, you become more powerful than the challenges you face. You learn that hardship isn't something you need to fear. You start to see obstacles as opportunities. You start understanding that struggle isn't holding you back, it's pushing you forward, molding you into a stronger, more resilient person. Instead of shrinking in the face of adversity, you rise to meet it, becoming someone who knows how to handle the hard times and keep going even when things get tough. When life gets tough and challenges seem unending, it's easy to feel like you're on the verge of breaking. In those moments, you have a choice: you either break or you break through. Those are the pivotal moments when you have to decide if you're going to let the weight of the struggle take you down or if you're going to rise up and push through it with everything you've got. It's in these moments of struggle that you find out what you're truly capable of. The choice to break or to break through isn't just about facing an obstacle, it's about the mindset you bring to every situation and the belief you hold about what you're capable of enduring and overcoming. When you're in the middle of a tough situation, it's natural to want to avoid the pain, to back away, to choose the path that seems easier. But the easy path will never teach you what the hard path can. The easy path doesn't force you to dig deep, to find strength you didn't know you had, to push yourself beyond limits you once thought were unbreakable. The easy path will always be there, but it's the hard path that will show you the power of resilience, grit, and determination. When you choose to break through instead of breaking down, you're choosing to confront your limitations and go beyond them, to redefine what you think is possible for yourself. There's a saying that goes, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Choosing to break through doesn't mean the situation suddenly becomes easier or the pain goes away. It means that you become stronger than the struggle, that you find a way to keep going, even when it feels like there's nothing left. It's about finding that second win, that inner strength that only comes to the surface when you refuse to give up. Breaking through means looking at every challenge as a stepping stone, a part of your journey that's preparing you for something greater. It's about developing a mental toughness that doesn't waver, no matter how high the odds are stacked against you. This choice between breaking and breaking through is one you'll face repeatedly in life, not just once. With each challenge, you'll get stronger, more prepared for the next, and more equipped to handle what comes your way. Every time you make the choice to break through, you're building resilience, you're training yourself to face challenges without fear, knowing that you have the strength to overcome them. This mindset doesn't just change how you handle hardship, it changes the way you live. You stop seeing obstacles as insurmountable and start seeing them as opportunities to grow, to push your boundaries, and to achieve more than you thought possible. The truth is, we don't grow when life is easy. We grow when we're tested, when we're forced to step up and prove to ourselves that we can handle more than we ever imagined. When you choose to break through, you're telling yourself that you're capable, that you're strong, and that no obstacle is going to hold you back. Life doesn't care about what you hope for or wish things would be like. It only respects one thing: action. It's easy to get lost in daydreams about what could be, imagining how things would be different if only circumstances would shift, if only you had a little more luck. But none of that moves the needle. Life responds to the moves you actually make, to the steps you take, to the decisions you stand behind, even when the path ahead is uncertain. If you want something, if there's a goal or a dream that burns inside you, then you can't sit around waiting for the stars to align. You can't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions. Those may never come. What will come is the result of the work you put in day after day, whether it's convenient or not. Action is what transforms your hopes and dreams into something real. It's what separates those who make things happen from those who simply wish for things to be different. Too many people get stuck waiting, thinking that someday the right time will arrive or the circumstances will magically improve. But life doesn't operate on wishful thinking. Life operates on momentum, on the power of showing up and doing the work, especially when it's tough. It's about taking one step, then another, even when you can't see the full path ahead. Those who wait for things to happen rarely get what they want. Those who decide to take control, to act even in the face of uncertainty, are the ones who carve out a place for themselves, the ones who eventually succeed. When you choose action over waiting, you're telling yourself that you believe in your own potential, that you trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Action isn't always glamorous or exciting. Often it's gritty, it's exhausting, and it's full of doubts and setbacks. But it's in those moments when you keep pushing forward regardless, that you build something unshakable within yourself. You develop a resilience, a toughness that no amount of wishing can ever bring you. Life only respects action because action proves commitment. It proves you're willing to go beyond the dream and put in the work necessary to make it real. There are no shortcuts here, no quick paths to success that skip over the tough parts. And that's why so few people actually succeed in achieving their goals. Most people want the result, but aren't willing to take the action it requires. They think that wishing hard enough, thinking positively, or waiting for the right moment will eventually get them there. But the reality is, the only thing that can get you there is consistent, relentless action. And it's not about doing something huge all at once. It's about taking the small steps day after day, building momentum, even when it feels like you're moving too slowly or not at all. Life isn't going to wait for you, and it's not going to give you what you want just because you want it. It will only respond when you step up, make a plan, and start moving forward with everything you've got. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It's a mindset shift that pushes you to break free from limitations, to step beyond what's easy or familiar, and to stretch into areas that challenge you in ways you never expected. Real growth, doesn't happen in comfort zones. Comfort keeps you where you are, repeating the same patterns, following the same routines, and sticking to what feels safe. But if you want more for yourself, if you want to accomplish something that truly matters, then you have to be willing to move toward discomfort. Discomfort is the key to unlocking your potential, to discovering strengths and abilities that would otherwise stay hidden if you always played it safe. People often avoid discomfort because it feels risky, like stepping into the unknown with no guarantee of success. But that risk, that uncertainty, is exactly where growth lives. It's when you don't know the outcome, when you're pushing yourself beyond what you think you can handle, that you find out what you're truly capable of. Embracing discomfort doesn't mean you have to throw yourself into chaos. It means that you don't shy away from the challenges that are necessary for growth. It means you stop choosing the path of least resistance and start choosing the path that will actually take you somewhere new. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable means allowing yourself to face situations that stretch you, that maybe even scare you, but that you know will help you grow into the person you want to be. When you make the decision to embrace discomfort, you're training yourself to be resilient, to handle stress, to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Every time you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you're building mental toughness. You're proving to yourself that you can endure and thrive, even when things aren't ideal. This isn't just about pushing through physical challenges, it's about handling emotional and mental discomfort too. It's about facing your fears, confronting your insecurities, and dealing with things you might usually avoid. Each time you do this, you're teaching yourself that you're stronger than your discomfort, that you have what it takes to handle whatever life throws at you. Being comfortable with discomfort also means you stop running from failure. Too many people avoid challenges because they're afraid of failing, afraid of looking foolish, afraid of not measuring up. But failure isn't something to fear, it's part of the process, part of the journey toward growth and success. When you learn to be okay with failure, when you see it as a stepping stone instead of a dead end, you become unstoppable. You start viewing every setback as an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to come back stronger. Discomfort and failure are teachers. They show you what works, what doesn't, and what you need to improve on. They push you to adapt, to innovate, and to find new ways forward. Every time you choose discomfort, you're choosing to expand your comfort zone. What once felt intimidating or impossible becomes manageable, even routine. Over time, you gain confidence not because things get easier, but because you get stronger. You build a mindset that isn't easily shaken, a mindset that knows how to face challenges head on and come out the other side. Hard times aren't punishments. They're tests, opportunities that strip away every excuse and reveal who you truly are. When you're facing challenges, it can feel as though life is working against you, as though you're being hit from every angle for no reason. But what if those hard times are there to shape you, to teach you, to make you stronger? Struggle has a unique way of cutting through the surface, of breaking down, every facade you put up and bringing out the core of who you are. It's in those moments when everything else is stripped away that you see what's really inside. The courage, the strength, the resilience that you might not have even known you had. Life's challenges test your commitment, your dedication, and your willingness to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. They aren't there to break you, but to build you. Hard times force you to question your goals, to look deeply at what you're doing and why. They bring clarity by removing the distractions, the easy outs, the shortcuts. When things are tough, you can't rely on luck or chance. You have to rely on grit, on determination, on the strength you've built up over time. It's in these moments that you become the person capable of achieving your dreams because you're willing to face whatever comes your way without backing down. Most people avoid hardship, thinking it's something to be escaped, something negative to be minimized. But what if you flip that thinking? What if instead of running from difficulty, you ran toward it? Hard times are part of the process. They're what makes success meaningful. Imagine getting everything you wanted without effort, without challenge. Would it feel like an achievement? Would it carry any real value? It's the struggle that gives your accomplishments depth. When you earn something, when you fight for it, it becomes more than just a win. It becomes a testament to what you've overcome. You've proven to yourself over and over that you can withstand the storm, that you can endure, that you're stronger than whatever is trying to hold you back. Each hard time you face teaches you something invaluable. It teaches you patience because results don't come immediately. It teaches you resilience because no one else can fight the battle for you. And it teaches you gratitude because when you finally achieve what you've worked so hard for, you'll value it more deeply than you could ever have imagined. Every setback becomes part of your story, part of the journey that shapes you into someone who can handle life's challenges with confidence and strength. When you understand that hard times are tests, you start to see them differently. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel motivated. Instead of asking, why me, you start asking, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? It's a shift in mindset that transforms obstacles into stepping stones, hardships into opportunities. Every difficult moment, every struggle is a chance to build character, to prove to yourself that you're capable, that you're relentless. And when you come out on the other side, you're not just the same person who survived. You're someone stronger, someone wiser, someone ready for whatever comes next. Watch, learn, and grow with us. Subscribe for new videos and hit the notification bell. Thank you for your support.